everybody, welcome back to Northernlion's challenge runs. This is a run inspired by the ego run, where I got like enough odd mushrooms that made you fat and gave you increased damage to make my head just too large for me to complete the game. This is a run suggested by user Blood is a Fire as a top comment on that video. It's called Headless Corpse. SMB Superfan, which has given us this red body that you can see. Technology 1 and Technology 2, although you have to look real close to see those coming out. And beyond that, only stat upgrades are allowed. So this is kind of the opposite of that ego run. You could almost call this maybe a super ego run. An id run doesn't even really make sense. I don't know what I'm talking about. What am I'm not a master in psychology or anything like that. But basically, rather than having a large head, we simply have no head at all. And beyond that, our technology laser is so small. I'm not sure if its hitbox is actually smaller, but, you know, its existence is barely visible. In any case, I'm excited to see how this run works out. In terms of items that were allowed, only stat upgrades, so damage up, health up, etc., and defensive familiars, so we can't take Brother Bobby or anything like that. What we can do, weirdly enough, is take this odd mushroom, but I don't want my head to reappear, so I'm just gonna reroll this. My thinking was, okay, the odd mushroom's cool, it would give us increased damage, increased health, however, I really did not want my head to reappear on like the second room of the game at a challenge that's supposed to be, you know, make your head as small as possible, essentially. But we're gonna try and see if we can't make this run work. On the outset, like, if I'm looking at the chances for this run overall, I would probably say that we're looking in, like, 25% range. It's probably not a fairly good opportunity for us to succeed. The Miter, unfortunately, is not a passive upgrade, nor is it, or it is a passive upgrade, but it is not a stats upgrade, so we cannot take it. But what I can do is shoot all of this, get some extra money, and maybe go to the shop on this floor. So I got a lot of rerolls potentially waiting for me. But I'm kind of expecting that. We are a little bit overpowered here for these early floors. But in preparation for the later floors, we're going to need to definitely, in particular, we're going to want to get a lot of HP upgrades. And maybe some damage upgrades as well, because Technology 1 and 2 will not really hold their value for that long. I mean, they do good damage, especially against swarms of, like, multiple enemies, like huge swarms of flies or tiny spiders or things like that. Let's re-roll this. That is my best friend, which is not a stats upgrade, nor is it a passive at all, really. Nor is it a defensive familiar, which is the other condition. But yeah, so we're going to be looking for damage upgrades in particular. If we can get something like the small rock, as well as some spirit hearts, that would be awesome. There's no restriction on spirit hearts, but I think we're going to need some pretty substantial luck here in order to succeed. And by pretty substantial luck, I mean, I would love the pentagram to show up for the first, well, not the first time, but it's rare these days. I would love it to show up a little bit more often. It used to show up, you know, back around the time pre-Wrath of the Lamb, especially back in, like, I guess it was like December or so. Pentagrams seem to show up all the damn time. No longer, unfortunately. Which is a shame, because, you know, +2 damage is awesome. We have a Tinted Rock as well as a guaranteed Spirit Heart. Well, we only get that Spirit Heart, and we get some more bombs and money out of that. So the shop is definitely looking like it might be worthwhile at some point. We are up to 15 cents now. The byproduct of having so many odd mushrooms is also, if I shoot this, maybe we'll get some money. Nope. Is also that we are super fast. Remember, there's two kinds of odd mushrooms. Skinny fire rate up and fat health up and damage up. Let's re-roll this. I almost took that by accident. I guess it wouldn't have been the end of the world because it would have saved us from Monster Manuel. Oh well. Monster Manuel, oh well, should be like the catch. Oh my god! The one time we find a beautiful item in the curse room, Brimstone, and I can't even take it because it would modify our tier effects and be very much outside of the, parameters, or the spirit of the challenge, if you will. But hey, that's what makes these runs exciting, having to abandon Brimstone the one time I go into the curse room and it actually has to deal with the devil item that I want. Sadly, incapable for us to get it. But anyway, we did pick up a ton of money in the secret room there, which we only found because we went into the curse room, so all's not lost regardless. We're up to 32 cents and we're only on the first floor. Well, technically the first two floors, I guess, but, you know what I'm saying there. I don't even know what I could buy from the shop that it would give me. Like, it's got to be passive, defensive familiars, and stat upgrades. And I don't even think we can get stat upgrades from the shop. I'm trying to think. I lost that Spirit Heart going into the curse room, by the way. But I'm trying to think of what they could be, but that was terrible damage on my part. I don't know that passive stat upgrades and defensive familiars actually exist in the shops. So we're gonna, I don't know, just check, I guess, after we finish our time with these bosses. The bosses should drop stat upgrades, even if they're shitty, I'm gonna take them. Because I gotta save my rerolls for item rooms, obviously, to hopefully give me something like lard or you know, stigmata or something. So yeah, we're definitely going to take the tears upgrade. Even though it may or may not function with technology. We get another Spirit Heart and Bomb as a result of that. And we're going to see what we have here. Keep in mind, oh, this is good. We're going to get another Spirit Heart out of this too. But keep in mind, that was awful. We may very well come across a deal with the devil, and I'm going to definitely take the opportunity to take things like the Pact or the Mark. I don't want to take the range upgrade, but, well, you know, we're going to reroll whatever Krampus gives us. Although, Lump of Coal is a damage modifier, so maybe I'll take it and I'll reroll the item room one more time. Because, you know, it's always possible that I could reroll Lump of Coal and get something that I don't want or can't use, like Spirit of the Night, for example, is something that I cannot use because it modifies us beyond the parameters of the search run, or the challenge run. I started talking about search parameters like I was working in SEO for a second there. I do not work in SEO. I barely even know what SEO stands for. Can we keep this? Oh, that was almost bad. I'm not sure how our hitbox fares this. Like, I'm pretty sure our hitbox is our body. So by adjusting the size of our head, it doesn't really change it. Oh, I'm so fast I actually walked into that. That's okay, we're doing well for Spirit Hearts here. It's been a very good floor for that. We'll take the range upgrade, even though I kind of feel like it's worthless. Because I want to save this reroll for potentially bigger and better things. Obviously, we're going to go to the shop. Nun's Habit is unpurchasable, as is the battery, which is unfortunate because I would very much love to get those to have more opportunities to reroll. But for now, I guess I can't really complain. I wish I got some HP upgrades at some point, though. We're gonna get more Spirit Hearts on this floor, or on this room, presumably. Way more bombs, too, which is awesome. So let's pop this bad boy open right here. We get 2 more bombs. Okay, well, you know, more bombs equals more Spirit Hearts in the long run, hopefully. In our shop, we have the ladder, a key, and a bomb. We will take the key, which we will certainly use on the next floor to probably disappoint us, or facilitate our disappointment in whatever our item room is. This has been a long first floor here, but remember, it is the first 2 floors in actuality. So, let's see what we now have in our boss or item room here. Attack Fly. It's not a defensive familiar. There's absolutely no way I could argue that an item called Attack Fly is a defensive familiar. But anyway, that is our first floor done. I'm hoping, that was actually a huge basement XL too. This is like the size normally of like a Caves XL or something. But we're gonna go finish this floor fucking finally. And hopefully we get more deals with the devil, because I would love to get HP upgrades first and then pick up something like, you know, the Mark or the Pact or anything like that. We'll see if that becomes, you know, a possibility in the near future. First things first, we got this chest. We're on Caves Part 1, which I like to see, because we're not on the Catacombs, and we're not on a Labyrinth, although, as we get later and later in the game, Labyrinths are going to look more and more attractive to me, as I become incredibly desperate. No, as I become, interested in seeing these floors finish as soon as possible. In particular, Womb and Utero. Anytime I can get an XL floor on those, life's just peachy. Except, of course, for the fact that every single morning, my mom served me a big old bowl of sauerkraut for breakfast. Ah, big bowl of sauerkraut! Every single... Weird Al? Yeah, you probably know it. If you're watching this video, you probably know, and there's nothing to be ashamed of there. I'm not gonna... Well, I was gonna say I'm not gonna take the trinket, but I guess I am gonna take the trinket, because there's nothing I can do about it now, is there? So we also got, there was a key there that we got. That was what the secondary part of that was. Let's see what we got here. We're fighting Chub. Chub's a good match for Technology 1 and 2, because we can do a ton of damage to all bodily segments. Plus, we can take out his asshole friends a little earlier. So we're gonna kill this dude, and we get the crate, which is not a stats upgrade, so we'll reroll that to an HP upgrade. Everybody's happy with how that turned out, my guess is. So we're just gonna play the blood bank a few times here. I would love to get the blood bag. There we go. I don't know, you just gotta have faith in that sometimes. That's also a speed upgrade for us, which is going to be... Wait a minute. Why did my head... Every couple of rooms my head appears here. I think that's due to the Liberty Cap. But I don't really understand it. I guess when it gives us all stats upgrades, that's what gives us our head. Because sometimes, remember, the Liberty Cap gives us a random mushroom every room. So I think whenever it gives us the head, that means it's giving us fat odd mushroom that causes our, or maybe magic mushroom, which causes all stats up, or fat odd mushroom, which causes head to grow, and also HP upgrade. We'll take the pills. There's no restriction on pills. The pills just move me backwards, which sucks. But yeah, I think that's what's going on. And what this really means for me is that I feel vindicated for not taking that odd mushroom back there on the last floor, because it would have definitely given us a head for this entire run, which would have ruined the spirit. Luckfoot is a stats upgrade. It's luck up, right? So I'm going to take that, and hopefully that'll make our pills a little better in the future. In here we have the ladder again, because the game just simply cannot let that go. And considering we can't really buy any items in here probably ever, we might as well just pick up some of this stuff, some miscellaneous stuff. And we'll blow up this out here. See what we've got in this treasure chest. We have bombs and a heart, and we might as well take this pill. Pill is health up, that's beautiful. So we'll get this oh, we don't have to go back here to get the health, but we might as well now that we've already backtracked. And we'll finish this floor. We got 2 HP upgrades here. That'll pay for a deal with the devil on the next floor, although, you know, Lord knows what I actually... That's not the way. What I actually want to get from that. This might be the secret room down here as well. Who knows? Let's see what we got. That's a 1-up. I think that's a stats upgrade. It's increasing our live stat to 2. And again, we have a head. We do not have a head. We do not have a head. This is horrifying. Sometimes I even get smaller, and I think that's a result of us getting the skinny odd mushroom randomly through the Liberty Cap. Anyway, down to the next floor. I could have re-rolled the 1-up as well, but what would I be looking for, honestly, right? We're gonna kill these guys fairly easily, hopefully. And I'm pleased with the way this run is going so far, but we are probably, like I said earlier on this run, we need some kind of long-term success plan, because our existing items are not good enough to carry us through the womb, the cathedral, and the chest. Certainly not the chest. There's another tiers upgrade. We could possibly make it work on pills. We'd have to get very, very lucky. Lots of HP upgrade pills, which is usually not reliable. But hey, we'll see. This isn't the Lindsay Lohan run. We can always fill those up with new hearts, which was a serious problem back then. In fact, that was a serious problem on the odd mushroom run as well. It's just like, okay, we've got all these red hearts, or containers at least. How do we actually make them work for us? And the answer is we fail. I've been playing reasonably well. Not getting hit too much, but I mean, we are only on the first few floors here. So I should be able to kill Greed easily. I don't know what he's going to give me. I don't even know if I want what he's going to give me necessarily. But it's possible he gives us Steam Sale. I reroll it because we're unlikely to need it anyway. Nah, he just gave us some money. I was hoping to get a reroll on Steam Sale that would actually give us like a stats upgrade in some form. Guess you can't always get what you want. Let's see what we've got here. Secret room. No, indeed. Okay, moving on then. I'm so fast. Oh, by the way, guys, totally forgot to move my keyboard down to my lap. Just because this table's a little bit wonky, a little bit hard, it can help the sound out a little bit. Again, my apologies. You just gotta remind me of that, you know, 4 days after the fact in the comments. Northernlion, move your keyboard, you... Oh, excellent. Move your keyboard, you dongus. Thanks, dude, on November 23rd when you're watching this, when I'm recording this on November 19th. I actually don't know the date that these are going to go up. But hey, I'm sitting here on a Monday afternoon waiting for my Wii U to show up. It shipped on Friday, so it should be here today, considering I live in a major city, probably close to a shipping depot. So I'm pretty excited for that. Looking forward to playing some, well, I guess Nintendo Land, because that's what's coming with the console. And also, we have Zombie U shipped as well, which I'm excited to check out. We played Zombie U at PAX, and both Mike Fox and myself kind of thought the game was garbage. I'm not exaggerating there. Like, I was bored out of my skull. I was like, this game's too easy, which apparently is the exact opposite of the case with the final release here. I was like, this game's too easy. It's really linear. Everything's dark and shaky, and it just kind of feels like a tech demo for the Wii U. But, I mean, GameSpot's given the game 4.5 out of 10. Joystick gave it 4.5 out of 5. These are just the reviews I checked when I woke up this morning, because the embargo finished yesterday. I don't know. I'm willing to give it a shot. I asked on Facebook. By the way, if you guys don't follow me on Facebook and Twitter, this is not just me shilling from a social media perspective. This is me begging you, if you're asking questions in the comments, what happened to Spelunky? Stuff like that. When is X video coming? Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. The links are in the video description. I address these questions constantly, several times a week. And long story short, Spelunky is coming back. I've already recorded some more episodes. I've just got to work on my rendering settings to make sure the videos look as good as they used to. Because the codecs are a little weird on this new computer. But anyway, it's not a problem. But yeah, I asked on Facebook, like, what do people want to see? By the way, Cube of Meat is a passive for sure. Defensive passive. I asked what people wanted to see, and people said predominantly Zombie U. The mark is a stats upgrade, so we'll take that for sure. And I forgot what the heck I was saying. But anyway, we're also going to check out Scribblenauts. Assuming we can find a copy of that. We're going to check it out on the PC probably, but you know, there is a Wii U version as well. I was thinking, like, should I do I'm probably planning on doing a series on Scribblenauts, because it's absolutely my kind of game, and I think it's ripe for humor. But I was thinking, should I do it on the Wii U or should I do it on the PC? Like, the Wii U has the novelty factor, but then I realized that it might make more sense on the PC, because I'm not 100% sure of the Scribblenauts interface. Like, if the keyboard would actually be on the Wii U controller screen, that might be shitty if I'm like, just take my word for it, I'm typing in yada 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 right now. We can't take Dead Sea Scrolls. Hopefully you guys get what I'm saying there. In any case, sitting here waiting for the Mr. Postman to come with my new console, which I'm excited to check out, and, you know, presumably, yeah, we'll take the Hangman for sure. Presumably our recording setup should work absolutely fine for the Wii U if it works fine for the Xbox 360, because they both use HDMI inputs. Anyway, that's technical mumbo jumbo that probably very few of you want to hear, but in any case, just keep in mind two things. If you've got questions about where series are, follow me on Facebook and Twitter. In fact, if you're gonna, just follow me on Twitter in general. I tweet incessantly about shit that may or may not be interesting to you. 3 more cents. And beyond that, check out some Wii U videos coming soon. It's been a big week for the channel, you know? Like, Spelunky's gonna be back, I promise, very soon. Come on, get rid of my head, please, thank you. Spelunky's gonna be back very, very soon. There's the chance of a Tokyo Jungle series starting soon, now that my HD PVR is fixed. Wii U videos, there's the Hitman Absolution video, and by the way, thank you guys so much for your support on that. It really helps when I get a lot of support on those, like, AAA videos, because it means I can take those videos to publishers, big publishers who, as of right now, don't really give me the time of the day. Most of them, anyway. And be like, hey, check it out, man. This Hitman Absolution video we did for you guys got a ton of views. Like, you should work with us again in the future. Anyway, let's just back this up here. Speaking of which, Hitman Absolution, I've been watching, like, the reviews pour in on that. Response is surprisingly critically divided. I think it's weird because I always see people comparing, like, Absolution to Blood Money, but having spent like 10 minutes total in Blood Money, why do I have no lasers? Oh, I must have gotten another odd mushroom down, so I've just got to wing it here. So I can't. My technology shots are so thin I can't even see them. But yeah, it seems like people who loved Blood Money are not loving Absolution so much, finding it maybe a little bit over action-y as opposed to stealthy. But for what it's worth, we got the game over here on Friday, which would be like November 16th, I guess. And the campaign is not short. It's a fairly long campaign, and we finished it in 1 weekend, which means fairly constant play. At least like a dozen hours of play over the course of the weekend, which is really good. So, yeah, in terms of my actual impressions, I considered Hitman Absolution to be a really good game, really good stealth action game. Maybe not one of the best games of the year, but certainly, well, it depends on what you consider one of the best. I don't think it's a candidate maybe for Game of the Year status, but certainly it's better than solid in my opinion. But, you know, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I'm just emphasizing mine here, because, hey, it's my video. You want to emphasize your own opinion on Hitman Absolution? Get your own YouTube channel, you dangus, or just go into the comments and tell me that I don't know shit because I've never played a stealth action game before. Actually, the comments on that video were largely positive, so thank you for that. Finally, we have Flat Penny. We can get rid of the curse that is Odd Mushroom. Polyphemus. Why do you torment me so? Brimstone and Polyphemus in the same run. I re-rolled it. The Bean. Not good. Alright, but we're going to go through the boss room here. We're going to fight War. I can't pick up this cube of meat, because this cube of meat is going to give us the second level cube of meat, which will give us the familiar that actually shoots, which is not a defensive familiar. You know, so far I've got to admit this run is a little bit more powerful than I expected it to be at first glance. We're still very low on health, and I think when things start going wrong, they're going to go wrong very, very quickly for me. However, I didn't expect to be tearing through these guys as quickly as I am. And I wasn't really, I didn't really pick up any great items to make that possible beyond the mark, I guess. But anyway, we're going down to the next floor. I realize I'm skipping the shop. I don't think the shop is fucking necessary, to be honest with you. And we're not even on Necropolis, we're just on the depths here, so I should be able to avoid most stupid damage, although I almost took a great deal right there. Oh, that was close again. Check this out, beautiful. And man, I'll probably, I mean, I shouldn't say probably, because I'm not totally sure about this yet, but at some point in this week, I'll probably make a video of my full, like, overall impressions on the Wii U hardware itself, because I think that You know, not everybody's going to be buying this hardware right away, so it's kind of, maybe not a responsibility, but it's something that would be nice for me to do, and maybe people would want to see that as well. I'm interested to see how that console works out. Again, Fox and I spent a decent amount of time with it at PAX. My poor widow boy was hung over on the Sunday at PAX when we spent most of the time with the Wii U. So I think all he really spent time with, I guess, was Zombie U, which we saw for like 2 hours waiting in line because for some reason it was like the most popular game at the Wii side of the show. But I played a lot of Scribblenauts, played Super Mario, New Super Mario Brothers Wii U 2, or just Wii U, I guess. New Super Mario Brothers 2, Mario U, I don't know. All those the new Super Mario Brothers naming conventions I find very tricky. And you know, that was fun. Scribblenauts was a lot of fun. Definitely the standout of the show for me from a Wii U perspective. But I'm interested to see how the hardware works, because, you know, I don't have dainty hands, but my #1 complaint about the Wii U and the... That's not a stats upgrade, but I would love to take it. Some people are going to have issue with that. Some people are going to be like, technically from a mathematical standpoint, Northernlion, the tiers, or the wafer is a stats upgrade because it reduces, or doubles your defense or something. Maybe people are going to be like that. Maybe I'm just putting words in people's mouth and being kind of a dick. I don't know. Should use our Hangman card at some point. I don't think it's worth using for 2 cents, but at some point we'll find something worthwhile. Anyway, yeah, I largely found that the controller was just too damn big for my hands, which was a problem. It was mostly a problem in Zombie U, where you had to use it constantly for the inventory. In Scribblenauts and New Super Mario, you barely had to use the controller at all if you didn't want to, which was cool, because I didn't really want to. I guess we're going to go back and re-roll whatever's down there again. In the item room, I should say. Yeah, I'm getting distracted here. I'm not even thinking about the Isaac anymore as I'm playing. I'm thinking about the Wii U, but in any case, that's... You know, you always feel excited on a new console day, you know, even if you're not necessarily that excited for the new console itself, if that makes any sense at all. We are not going to go fight the boss yet. I'm going to try to get a reroll on this deal, or on this item room. I don't know how that's going to work out. Could potentially work out in our favor, could potentially cost us some hearts here in the long run. But we're basically flying by the seat of our pants now anyway. Like, we don't really have much of an idea of what strategy we should be employing in order to succeed, or I don't. I shouldn't say we. Some of you people out there probably have a great idea of what strategy you'd do in this situation. But this is not a choose your own adventure novel. This is a choose which video to watch on YouTube novel. If you started calling them YouTube novels instead of YouTube videos, maybe people wouldn't be so pissed off that their kids spend so much time watching them, right? Mom, I'm watching Moby Dick right now. It's actually Ray William Johnson. We're gonna go check out whatever we have in here again. Rosary is, sort of... I'm gonna take it. It's sort of a stats upgrade. You know, faith up. Our faith stat is increased. So we are going to now go fight the boss. I was hoping those spirit arts would carry us through for the rest of the game, or at least as long as it takes until we die. I don't know if it's gonna work out that way. Maybe we'll get lucky. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna check down here quickly. Yes, I was just gonna see if there was a shop, just in case. You never know. Maybe we'll get exceptionally lucky. There will be some kind of stats upgrade in the shop. I can't fathom it. I mean, well, we get a spirit heart anyway. Blue candle is not a stats upgrade. I would love to take it, though. Sadly, that's not in the cards for us right now. So let's go fight this boss, and we'll see how this works out. I think we're going to be able to defeat Mom fairly easily. This is a regular version of Mom, which is actually one of the more difficult champions, or one of the more difficult forms, I think. The red champion, I think, is by far the easiest, actually. Even though I mean, it always depends on what kind of run you have. Like, if you're running Fetus in a Jar, then the red champion's more difficult. But for the vast majority of runs, I find the red Mom fairly easy, the blue Mom the most difficult, perhaps, and the regular Mom also, you know, somewhere around the blue Mom in terms of difficulty. But it does depend to a certain extent on what items you're rolling. But that was, this is an easy fight for us right here. I still got hit by the damn damage. But what we can do is, we know that some of these are HP ups, yeah, so we can take those. Those are stats upgrades. Actually, we can take all pills. I made that condition earlier on here. So let's see what we've got with our red pill here. Question marks. Tears up. Those are definitely stats upgrades. And this one? Speed up. Beautiful. We really did not need that. That represents a problem for us, actually. Because we're going to be traveling so fast, it's going to be hard for me to control. But so far, Blood is a Fire, the YouTube user who suggested this run. I'm enjoying this run so far. Everything's happening very quick. I'm doing a surprising amount of damage. Apparently I can run through clitoral laser beams as well. But I gotta talk to you about your username, man. Blood is a Fire? I don't get it. If our ancient ancestors in the prehistoric days, before the Neolithic Revolution, used blood as a fire, you know, caveman Grunt would bring his meat back to his family, and cave woman Gruntina would be like, "What is this?" why is the meat so wet and red? And you'd be like, I don't get it, Gruntina. I put the meat on the fire. And she'd be like, that's not fire, you fool. And he'd be like, blood is a fire. And then she would kill him, eat his intestines. It would just be a messy sight all around, is what would happen there. So I ask you to please, when you're making a YouTube name, think of how it would be interpreted by our ancestors prior to the Neolithic Revolution. The invention of agriculture certainly has changed perception of YouTube user. What am I talking about, JJ? We got nothing in here. Let's go to the right then. You know, I think we may have a chance against Isaac. I don't know if we... I mean, step one is just getting there, which can be hard enough depending on what kind of rooms you run across. I had no business taking damage on the room right here, but... Oh, I avoided taking damage there, barely. You know what we're going to do here is just use a good old-fashioned bomb. Take out that Meat Boy wannabe. I think we might have a chance. Like, even if we die, we're going to have... I mean, we have the 2 of hearts, so there's like one almost full health pill right there. Beyond that, we also have the 1-up, and we have a lot of heart containers, so we'll respawn with all those when our 1-up procs. I think this could work out for us. We're already out of spirit hearts, so, you know, obviously that relic wasn't as good of a pickup as I thought it was. Or the rosary, sorry, we didn't pick up the relic. I would love to have picked up the relic, but that wasn't in the cards for us. Red chest gives us spiders, which we will skip. Yeah, we got some insulation from defeat right now, but I still think in the long run, it's going to be a difficult run to defeat the chest with. Not impossible. That's going to depend on the item we get here, basically. But certainly not easy. We could get a deal with the devil here, too. I don't even know how I would feel about that. But, you know, we'll take things as they come, basically. Botched that bomb miserably. I thought the secret room would be down here. And it was, so I guess I don't feel too bad about the bomb situation. Now we'll re-roll that. Dad's key is not a stat upgrade. That sounds like a band inspired by Sunny Day Real Estate or something. Dad's key is not a stat upgrade. That's... I don't know where to go with that. If you're sitting here expecting me to make up some pseudo emo style lyrics, I don't mean emo in a bad way either. Sunny Day Real Estate is good emo, man. Progenitors of the genre as you know it these days. Is emo still... I mean, when I was in university, so I was like just out of the high school scene, emo was the pejorative that people used if they wanted to be like, hey man, I don't appreciate your lifestyle or something like that. Is that still what people use now, or do they use like, oh, it must be hipster now. So hipster's gone to emo. When I was in high school, it was goth. It's like, oh man, that guy's so goth. Then it was, oh man, why is that guy so emo? Now it's... I guess that dude is such a hipster. I don't know what's gonna be next. Dude, that guy's such a flingensnar. I don't care, man. Just let people do whatever they want. People got enough problems in their lives without me making fun of their fashion sense. Dress however you like, man. It's just textiles. I'm gonna kill these guys and then go into the next room to continue preaching the gospel of peace and love. We're gonna be fighting double Lokis here. It's not a substantial problem. Double Loki's fairly easy. He's no Skolex, but, you know, what is this day and age? Ever since Obama got reelected, Skolex hasn't shown up. Fizzlebeef 2016. I love that. There's some things I love about... If you're not watching the XCOM Let's Play, this isn't going to make any sense, but... That is a stats upgrade. Beautiful. Roll Fizzlebeef is now not a trending topic. I hate to re-roll these, but we can't take those either. This is basically what I expected to happen. My favorite items are not stat upgrades. The Hark was I gonna say. Yes, in the XCOM Let's Play, we've got a hero, basically, by the name of Roll Fizzlebeef. He's doing great things for the planet Earth as we know it. Maybe might save the world, depending on when this video goes up. Yeah, so Roll Fizzlebeef is basically the greatest man of all time. People have started, you know, commenting, Fizzlebeef 2016, Fizzlebeef for Prez, and I thought it was hilarious because XCOM takes place in the near fictional future of, like, 2015, so it's theoretically possible that Roll Fizzlebeef could finish his campaign to save mankind from the alien invasion and then immediately run for re-election and probably win in a landslide. And I love that idea. That Roll Fizzlebeef could be our president in the fictional timeline of the YouTube Let's Play continuum. But anyway, that is neither here nor there. If you're not watching the XCOM Let's Play, what are you guys doing? This is a surprisingly marketing-y issue of The Binding of Isaac, I guess, because I keep telling you, oh, follow me on Facebook. Watch the XCOM Let's Play. That XCOM Let's Play has more drama than any Let's Play I've ever done in my entire life. Every episode is like an edge-of-the-seat thrill ride to see if I'm gonna survive to save the planet Earth. And we're hanging on by like a razor's edge right now. And the comments are like divided 50-50. They're like, we don't know if he's gonna make it, man. I think he's gonna make it. He's not gonna make it. He just lost his best support. It's great. And so is XCOM Enemy Unknown as a game, by the way. If you're looking for games to buy this holiday season, and you can only buy either Hitman Absolution or XCOM Enemy Unknown, I would advise you to buy XCOM Enemy Unknown if you're into strategy games. And, you know, I occasionally, whenever I do AAA games, people say, Northernlion, the companies are paying you to do this. Well, Square Enix sent me a copy of Hitman Absolution. 2K Games rebuked my repeated request for a review copy of XCOM Enemy Unknown. I bought that with my own hard-earned, I should use my 2 of hearts, my own hard-earned, you know, physical dollars. Well, medium-earned anyway. So that's how you should know that I am not biased, or at least not 100% biased. I think XCOM is a better game than Hitman, despite, you know, oh wow, lucky Tinted Rock there. Despite me getting a promo copy. And people always had this idea that, like, I'm not sure if it's, and I don't mean this to be negative, but I'm not sure if it's because, like, the people who are making these comments are very young and they consider, you know, like $50 to $60 to be a huge sum of money. I'm not saying it's inadequate because, you know, like that can buy a lot of groceries. But the idea that, like, a review site would compromise its integrity, like, or a review outlet, even a YouTube channel would compromise its integrity just because it's getting review copies is silly. Like, you're giving it a good review in exchange for the game. Motherfucker, if I did that, people would stop watching me. The reason people watch is because I have this dulcet tones of a sultry minx, as well as, you know, I'm giving my honest opinion on these games. So it's the same thing. People always think like, yo, Call of Duty's getting good reviews, Activision must have paid off all these review sites. If that story actually existed, I mean, I don't doubt that it happens now and then, but not to the extent of people, of like Activision buying reviews from every major gaming website. That shit just does not happen. Simple fact of the matter is, whether or not you think it's morally reprehensible, the Call of Duty franchise is pretty polished. And the other thing is, a lot of like average people who do not play, you know, like 200 games a year like Press do, lack perspective, man. When you play, you know, Dead Hungry Diner and like shit like Bumbledore and that for a year, you start to realize, hey, maybe these AAA games, some of them might lack some soul, but they're not as bad as a lot of games that could potentially be out there. Apologies, my friends, if you are the developers of Dead Hungry Diner. It just wasn't up my alley. Anyway, that's my surprisingly long-winded rant on why, whenever people suggest that reviews are paid off, I get pissed off. Mostly because, you know, you think it's really... If Activision paid GameSpot like $10,000, do you think that's really worth it for GameSpot when if that story actually got out, they would lose probably like 40% of their traffic for the next 5 years? Like, their site would just go down the shitter. That's not worth $10,000 to them. Anyway, that's my whole point there. Similarly, do you think it's worth $60, aka one copy of a AAA game, for me to, you know, completely compromise my integrity like that? Anyway, that's just a bit of perspective for you guys. And I know not everyone is a dick about it. Sometimes they might just harbor the idea in the back of their mind that maybe all this stuff is paid for. It's not. I mean, I'm sure it happens more in... there's definitely been situations, I'm sure, where people have paid for reviews, or where publishers have paid for reviews. But, you know, I don't even blame that on the publisher. It's the publisher's responsibility is to distribute and market the game. And if paying for reviews gets them good reviews, which helps them market the game, it might be a little bit cheesy, but they're doing their job. I blame the video game outlets. You shouldn't be, if Activision pays money to reviewers to give their game a good review, you shouldn't be mad at Activision. You should be mad at the shitty reviewers who are accepting that. And you should reward them for it by never visiting their site again, or at least turning on adblock when you visit, if you don't already. Anyway, I've been ranting like crazy in this episode. We are already on the Cathedral. And I think we have a fairly good chance to beat Isaac here, as I mentioned earlier. The Mom's Heart boss fight was just a joke. But... if we beat Isaac, I consider this run to be a success for sure. It's amazing to me that merely Odd Mushrooms, Technology 1 and Technology 2, in combination with, I guess, some tiers and some health upgrades, have made this run a possibility for us, because we haven't really gotten very much else at all. We're just going to keep this up. That guy's going to explode. That guy's going to explode as well. And we are at the boss room with a Tinted Rock right before it. Ideal circumstance, really. We get another Spirit Heart. We get... TAMMYS head, which I didn't want, but we'll go back for the D6. D6 is actually more valuable right now, because if we beat Isaac, We will, of course, then move on to the chest where we'll immediately be able to use the D6 to reroll 4 times. Now, we have a problem here. That problem is Technology 1 and 2 fire continuously, thereby causing Isaac to fire continuously at us, which is not good. But if we continually move side to side here, I think we might have a reasonable chance, but I am still going to have to engage in the world's greatest dodging, or at least the greatest dodging I've ever done. The other thing is, dropping bombs fairly close when I get near him. Should do a lot, actually. A surprising amount. I should probably stop using bombs on this run. At some point, I've got to figure, am I going to invest in this run as the run of the future? And we're looking like probably no right now. And this run is this fight is surprisingly difficult now. I guess this is the hardest part. This and the Blue Baby fight, of course. Keep back. I might as well. I should maybe stop using bombs, and if I die, just try to kill him entirely, almost entirely, with bombs next time. This is going fairly well, though. Now, like over the past few seconds, like the last 30 seconds or so, it's been a much better boss fight than it used to be. The problem is these beams of light from heaven, and in addition to that, me moving while Isaac fires the homing shots is going to be risky for me, because I can always just walk into a homing shot, which is the worst. Ah, like that. I'm not gonna try to go for the bomb run this time. I'm still gonna try to beat the Isaac here, but I'm gonna save my bombs for the next time. I can't believe we're still somehow alive here. And now this is looking like a horrible mistake, because if I used like a single bomb earlier, he would be dead right now. But I didn't expect to be here. Things were going so badly at the start of this fight. Keep it up. Now there's no opportunity for me to get in there and throw a bomb, because there's so many angel fetuses. He's dead! My god. Okay, now just kill the angel fetuses without getting hit. Easier than it harder than it looks. We did pick up that half heart. Man, this turned out surprisingly well. Big ups to Blood is a Fire for A, inspiring this crazy rant of mine, but B, also allowing me to enjoy this run. We do still have that one up. I think we got a chance here. It's a long shot. Kamikaze. Shoop the Whoop, which we can't take. I took it by accident there. But at least we got some good reroll targets. The Relic. Mom's Pad. That's 4 rerolls. Followed by another 4 rerolls in the near future. I'm not even sure if Chocolate Milk... It's not a stats upgrade. I was tempted to take it, but it would be against the spirit of the challenge run, wouldn't it? So I'm just going to hammer away on these guys. You know what would be awesome right now? Is Rage. Oh, God. Okay, we're low here. We got to save our bombs, because we're going to use those on the Blue Baby fight, of course. And hopefully that fight goes a little bit better than the start of the Isaac fight, which had me substantially concerned. But it eventually worked out. This Super Sloth has got to be dead, like, so soon. There we go. Only one left. We've got the speed to get away from his green bombs, for sure. There we go. 2 of Hearts. Well, that's worthless now, but will be very useful in the future. Yeah, let's not do that, Greed. And we got Lust and Double Greeds here. I'm gonna die here almost certainly. This isn't Double Greed, sorry, there's Wrath as well. Yeah, so we died there. You know what we should do is maybe go the opposite way this time. And maybe we'll find the boss room down here without, oh Jesus, getting into such big trouble. Now I do have the 2 of Hearts, which I can pop at any time. Should pop when we get down to half of our full HP though, which is coming up fairly soon. Surprisingly difficult room. Who would have thought 3 bosses at once that all jump around and are huge and create minions would be difficult? So I'll take this. I'm focusing intently now. Get out of here. I keep getting trapped in the corner. These guys are fast as hell. Whenever I say intently, I always feel like I'm saying intently. Like, I'm focusing in T right now. That would be unusual to say the least. We got Broken Mirror. What we don't want to, I mean, we do want to reroll Broken Mirror, but the first thing we want to do is go up and reroll these pieces of trash. We got Quad Shots, Game Kid, Book of Belial. Book of Belial, I feel like I can take, because it's actually a stats upgrade, technically. Like, it doubles our damage or something whenever we use it, or increases our damage drastically anyway whenever we use it. We're going to use it on this room. Are you kidding me? That still hit me? And I am getting torn up here. This is, yeah, 2 of Hearts territory. It's gonna be a long shot whether or not I can succeed on this Blue Baby fight. Should we even get to Blue Baby? But if nothing else, this run has gone on longer than expected. I don't know if anybody actually expected me to still be trucking along here. So these guys should be dead very, very soon. Very, very soon. Any second now, really. There we go. They're gonna give us Mr. Boom, as well as Magic Mushroom, which is all stats up. That's beautiful. I like that a lot. Let us... I don't want to go that way again. That was a rough room. I'd rather just go straight up, and maybe we'll find an enemy up here. I really want to kill Pestilence first, but I can't get over there. So we will not kill Pestilence first, unless now he's in our territory. So we'll go after him. All I have to do right now is really dodge the horse parts, because the zombies he creates will not represent... Oh, no, no, no! The zombies he creates will not represent a serious threat to me. We're gonna go for Death himself now, who is now dead. Alright, beautiful. Over to the right, where this is a miniature version of that room that I wanted to skip earlier. And this is good for everybody, because with it not being super wrath, everything got a lot easier there. So just toss that bomb back at him. Trying to take out Wrath first. Should be right here, basically. He should be basically done. Basically. Keep it up. Are you dead yet? Why not? Okay, there we go. And Greed is going to go as well. I don't know, the health bars on this always confuse me, but I think they're better than they used to be. Like, they actually kind of represent the health of the individual bosses now. Book of Belial is back, and is also probably my only hope for this boss fight. We got Dub Monstro 2s. Should be easy enough, provided I can just keep them in this track for the entirety of this room. Otherwise, we would probably find ourselves in a more difficult situation, but hey. 2 Monstro 2s is the same as 1 Monstro 2, which is the same as 100 Monstro 2s, as long as I've got them all in sync like this, and I can have piercing shots that go through all of them. 1 more should be enough to do this. Well, basically, I wonder how I hit that one a little bit more than the one behind him, or in front of him. A little weird, but anyway. So we got Gertie. This is a great boss fight for me. I have no interest in using Book of Belial here, because I know that I can get through this fight without getting hit, regardless of my damage, which is actually pretty good right now. It's no Mom's Knife Polyphemus Quad. You know, if you look at the items that we skipped over this run because of our conditions, we have Mom's Knife, Polyphemus, Brimstone, Quad Shot, Spirit of the Night, and Lord of the Pit. Like, that shit is crazy. I will never get luck like that again. Literally, like, if I had not been doing a challenge run, could have had the most powerful run I've ever done in this game in my entire life. Mom's Knife, Quad Shot, Polyphemus, Flying. Would have been game over. I think I saw the nail, too. I mean, at some point, the theory doesn't hold up because we wouldn't have enough health to pay for all this stuff. Not to mention, skip the second cube of meat. Nuns, or a blue candle. Like, we seriously had the best luck with respect to items here. I'm trading it all in for 2 technologies and a headless run. I was playing chicken there, but he would have gotten me. Let's see. There, we found our boss room. Didn't have to go to Dick Room. Well, I got hit on the way in there. I hope that doesn't end up being what knocks me out here. First things first. Well, I can't believe I got hit there. I guess we should fire conceal. Oh, Jesus Christ. We're gonna lose. Let's keep dodging. It's going okay so far. Those bombs are pretty important. We're done. That's an awful bomb. No, it would be awesome? A falafel bomb. I could throw that at him. We'd have delicious fried chickpeas together. Anyway, that was a fun run, despite the fact that we lost in the end. And despite the potential that I could have had if I didn't do it. But in any case, again, as always, thank you guys for watching. Keep suggesting your challenge runs. I enjoyed this one a great deal. And I'll see you next time.